Hi guys, today we are here to case study about Japan. If I talk about Japan, so Japan is located in east of Asia and Japan is made by four islands. First one is Hokkaido, second one is Honshu, and third one is Koyashiko, and fourth one is this Koshiko. And Japan is also surrounded by water. What about your views, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Even though Japan has centuries old tradition, it has seamlessly integrated with its rich cultural heritage with its cutting edge technology. As we all know, Japan, on the one hand, they have a Shaolin temple, and the second hand, they also have a modern fiber polymer bridge. Yes, sir. What do you want to say?
Yes, sir, you are right. If we talk about the any kind of technology and the any kind of thing which we need to develop in another countries which are working already in Japan, and it's Japan is a famous for lot of things. You can say technology in agriculture. If we talk about the tower, it is famous. It is a largest tower in Asia, which known as Skytree Tower, which located in Japan. Yes, sir. What's your view about Japan?
Yeah, I'm agree with you, sir. In Japan, women are doing also hard work. They are making the electronic products in their home, like a cell phone, computer, laptop, and many other electronic products. Yes, sir.
So you are all thinking that why Japan is having all technologies because the government of Japan is investing most of its money in the research and development. And if I talk about the Japanese capital, it's Tokyo and it is the largest city in the Japan. And if I talk about the currency of Japan, it is Japanese yen. And the way of people of talking, behaving is very nice and they are very good attached to the environment. And because of this, Japan is having 67% of forest area surrounding its Japan. What's your opinion?
As you told, I agree with your points. If I talk about electrical and technology, then Japan's come in at top. It's providing many companies like Panasonic, Sony, Honda, Suzuki, Toshiba, and Toyota. And if I talk about and many more, if I talk about the famous company of Japan, then it's Toyota Motors Corporation. Yes, sir. Want to-
I would like to tell about the great nuclear attack, which was done in the 1945 by United States of America on Japan, in the two cities of Japan that is called Nagasaki and Hiroshima. At that time, Japan was on knees, but right now we can see that Japan is how much advanced in technology. Why? Because Japanese people are hardworking. They take their work seriously and give their best in that work, and there is a symbol of hard work. If you are dozing or napping in afternoon, it means you are hard working. So sir, please share your views.
With continuing point, you also know that the Japan's people are facing polio disease because of the nuclear bomb which was held in. What's your opinion?
Yes, sir. I agree with your points. Now I'm going to tell about that what is the national symbol of Japan. So that are Mountain Fuji and Sakura. And if I talk about national garment of Japan, so kimono is national garment of Japan, having developed from Chinese court clothing in Nara period, following exchange of diplomatic envoys between two countries at that time. The word kimono means a thing to wear on shoulders.
Yes, as we all know, that Japan country is known for its cleanness. In the Japanese school, the it is a system like the students of school used to clean their school and their class and like toilet also, and their teacher also help in this work. And the student don't think that like we are working as like a servant. They think that it is a part of our studies. Yes, what about you?
Yes, sir. In Japan, a child pray to live his childhood until the age of 10 years. There is no exam and no homework for his or him to until.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm agree with your point. If we talk about the government system of the Japan, there is constitutional monarchy system is there, but the monarch system is not working over there. The as a democratic country, Japan is in Japan as a democratic country, it is working. And as Sir told, after 1945, after World War II, that Japan become a, you can say, enemy of the United Kingdom. But on that time, Japan didn't become that enemy. We can say it was Japan thought about the trade, because on that time Japan was on the knees. So Japan thought to trade, and just Japan trade with US, and by the trade it became a great country. Yes, ma'am. What's your view about Japan?
As you all said, so I want to talk about Japanese language. If I talk about Japanese language, so there is a three part of Japanese language. First one is Kaji, second one is Hiragana, and third one is Kantaka. And in Kaji, it's a most of part of Chinese language, and in Hiragana, it's a part of Japanese language. And the last one is Kanta. It's used so less in Japan, and Kaji especially used in valley side of Japan, and Hiragana is used in all Japan. And that's what your about this.
Yes, ma'am. In the world of rapid technology advancement, Japan has managed their old traditions also, their tea ceremony, and the second one is the old theater forms like No and Kabuki, and third one is the Ikebana culture. In the Ikebana culture, they are trying to arranging the flowers, as we all see in the inner gardens also. Yes, sir. I think the sir is also want to contribute some lines.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm agree with your point. As we all know that the Japanese people is very punctual in that rhyming. If you talk about the railway system of Japan, uh, that we all know that Japan trains are so fast, like bullet trains and many more trains. There is a system. If a train will get late like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so then the railway department will give a pass to passenger that in this pass there, right, like our train got late. If you lose your any important meeting work, so sorry. What about this?
Okay, if I talk about the army of Japan, army is not Japan is not having its own army, because at the time of Second World War, the Japan was surrender himself on the other countries because he lose many his army people. So he thought that I am going to surrender, and because of that he wrote in his constitution that I Japan will not have its own army. If somebody wants to have help, so USA came for its help, and then he written in its article 9 second paragraph that Japan will not have its army. What's your opinion?
Yes, sir, I agree with your point. So now I am going to tell about music system in Japan. The music of Japan includes a wide array of performance in distinct styles, both traditional and modern. And if I talk about that, what do they called music in Japanese language? So for music, there is a word ongaku. And if I talk about that, Japan is second largest music market in the world behind the United States, and first largest in Asia, because with most of the market dominated by Japanese artists. If I talk about the traditional music of Japan, it is quite different from Western music. And why it is quite different from Western music? Because is it based on interval human breathing while singing, not based on mathematical timing. So, ma'am, your point of view.
Yes, ma'am. I want to talk the favorite food of famous food of them. Their famous food is noodle. They are eating in food mostly rice, fish, seafood, and old vegetables. If I talk about the name of breakfast, then it's ryokan.
I would like to tell you that Japan is the one of the Japan is the country which has one of the lowest crime rates, and that shows the proficiency of Japanese administration and judiciary. And Japanese people also like sports. Like there is a widely famous sports that is called sumo fighting.
So, with continuing your point, I want to tell that tell that Japan people eat most of seafood. They do not use spices in their food. So because of this, WHO, World Health Organization, said that the Japan is also called the oldies country. And you also know that Japan's people have to face thousands of earthquakes and disasters like volcano eruptions like this. But you can see the strength of old peoples in the Japan. What's your view on this?
Yes, sir. I am agree with your point. Yes, as we all know that the Japanese people are too fast in their works. Because of this, in some places, Japanese government provide welding machine. In there, the people will get like eating eatable things and some drinking things. In this, people get all over thing like which they want, so they just vary from there. Yes, sir. What about? Yes, ma'am. What about you?
Yeah, I would like to talk about Japanese sport. In Japan, that sumo fighting is so famous, and also one sport there's name is saimori. It's played by sword, and in Japan, that universities child used to play it. And there's many sport in Japan like jojutsu, kindo, and kimijutsu, and many more. And what's your view about this?
Yes, ma'am. We all know most of the Japanese population lives in the mostly in Kyoto and Tokyo area because there are less residential area. So that's why Japanese government have to make some strict rules for the ownership of lands and the house. And that's why if the Japanese man or woman wants to uh, buy lots of houses, they are not allowed to. And also on this, they have to pay the convenience for to the government.
Yes, sir. We have talked about all things about Japan, but do you think it's a country which situated in dangers, which are only natural disasters like volcano and earthquakes? In Japan, approximately 12.57 crore population is there. From that, 4% population are from out of country, and remaining from native country. And if we talk about the volcano, there are approximately 200 volcanoes are there, and from 200 volcanoes, approximately 60 volcanoes are active volcanoes. Yes, sir. What's your view about Japan?
Yes, sir. I am agree with your point, sir. In Japan, a person who tried to suicide under a railway, then he or his family need to pay fine. Interrupt the railway. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, I'm agree with your point. Right now, I'm going to tell about architecture of Japan. Japanese architecture was influenced by Chinese architecture, and if I talk about that, if we want to see Japanese architecture, then we have to watch their temples, Shinto shrines, and castles of Kyoto and Nara. And right now, I'm going to tell about some modern architecture of Japan, like Yoshio Taniguchi and Tadao Ando. And Japanese architecture also influenced by Jain ideas. How? Because in Japanese architecture, there is a rule that if anyone have uh, traditional garden with their building, then it is because of Jain ideas. So, ma'am, now tell me about your point of view.
Yes, I want to add a point. Some Japanese culture are similar to India's culture. They are great fan of India's movie and seminar. If I talk about the RRR movie, then they are great fan of Junior NTR.
So, as we all know that Japan and India are having good relations with each other, and we are also in many summits like Quad, G21, and many more. So, we should further continue our relations to counter China and to share our technologies, and we should also focus on the sustainable development.
If I talk about that Japanese vocabulary, so 49% words are from Chinese vocabulary and 33% are from their own vocabulary. And if I talk about 30% word, so 30% word are from other languages. Ma'am, share your opinion about it.
As you all see, with a beautiful culture and with a fast in technology, Japan is also popular for there's manga, anime, and Japanese drama and Japanese movie also. And if I talk about the most popular Japanese anime. It is the Pokemon series, Shinchan, as we all watch, and Doraemon is also learned from Japan, hard work and continuity. And that's all for today.